There we go. Hey folks, welcome to another exciting edition of Faulkner Fixes All. Today we're going to save about $600. And how we're going to do that? We're going to put a incorrect heater core in your 1957 to 60 Ford F100. They do have this heater core available. It's about 380 bucks. And this one from Spectra 94700 is about $33. Yeah. There is some problems though. It's a little smaller and the pieces that come up, the inlet and the outlet, are too short. But what I've discovered on the old interweb, and from people having the same issue that didn't want to spend 600 bucks, you take these spacers off. They're 7/8 of an inch. We'll take them off right now. And that brings your heater core almost an inch closer to the firewall. Now, is this the safe thing to do? Probably not. But a firewall is a firewall. It's there to prevent fire from getting into the cab. I'm sure the heater being a little closer to the firewall isn't going to be the end of the world. Plus, it's got this space here too, in these, you know, for air to get in there and circulate. So there's that issue. But these are pretty short, and I've measured it, and it's going to be tight. And you can see what's going on right here. We have to bend these, and they're aluminum. And yeah, don't try this at home. So we bent them a little bit earlier, but we got to bend them to match because this is so tight. It's got to be really close to where these go in, or we got to drill out the firewall, which I don't really want to do. Yeah, so without further ado, let's bend some new parts. I better put my glasses on for this. Okay, so I'll take these caps off. And it's pretty close. I already bent it a little bit, but you can see right here that it's still a little off. And it's gonna really matter because it's already really short. It'll be about right here, and that's already really short. But with those spacers gone, with these not on here, it might make it. I'm not really sure. Several people have done this. I looked on the interweb and they said it was okay, but their heater cores, I think this one was the same height as that one. I'm not quite sure. I don't know if this is going to work, but for $38, we're going to try it. And the weather gurus say that it's going to be a doozer this winter, and I'm already kind of cold driving that thing around. There's some other issues we'll get into, but for right now, let's bend these up. Maybe I can put you guys right here. Yeah, let's try this. Yeah. Can you see? Yeah, you guys can kind of see what's going on. Okay, so we're going to match this one. We're going to kind of just match this angle. So I got this clamp here, and I'm trying not to break these free from this tank. So we'll go with this one. We'll go with that one. And that's pretty close. Yeah, we're pretty close to what's going on there. I think we're going to go with that. This will be up a little higher in the cage, in the holder. So, I mean, a good way to tell is, you know, this spacer. Okay, let's say this spacer. Let's pretend the firewall is where it should be. So the firewall is where it should be. That's about 1.5 inches. And if you went up here inside this cage, you know, if you draw a line over to that, it's going to be really close. I mean, this one only going to stick through the firewall maybe 1 inch. That's going to be tight. Okay, well, we got to try it. So let's take this one off. Let's put you back up here. You see? Yeah, you guys can kind of see what's going on. Okay, so we're going to take this one out. Alright. That's not too nasty in there. We'll put this big one to the side. Let's take our clamps off. This clamp. Okay, so we'll put this through. It's kind of nasty inside here. Yeah, we'll get rid of those dead bugs and mice poo. You know, it's not going to smell too good. That's pretty good. Okay, interesting thing about this heater. March 14th, 1960. Definitely no one's really been inside this system. No one's really been in here. What happened was, me and wifey were delivering some artwork on a really hot day. And, okay, yeah. It was a really hot day, and the thermostat on the engine stuck, and the heat just went to the next weakest spot in the system, which was the heater core, and it blew hot coolant all over my wife's shoes. She was a trooper about it. We stopped, I bypassed the heater, and later found out through another overheating episode that it was the stuck thermostat. So we got home, we delivered the artwork, it was no problem. But it was sad because the heater did work before that. But was it on its way out? Yeah, probably. Did it receive a huge pressurized surge that day? Yeah, it did, and it blew up inside the cab. And no one was hurt, but, you know, it just goes to show you that when you're driving an older vehicle and something happens, you pretty much know right away. Newer vehicles, you know, a little light comes on, you don't really know what's going on. Oh, a little steam, you know, whatever. Older vehicles, when something happens, you know, like now. Anyway, so this is gonna work. I think we're good on this. So we're gonna put this to the side right now. Yeah, it's like 3/4 of an inch shy on this one. But this is gonna work. We're gonna put this to the side and we're gonna work on the blower motor itself right now. Maybe I can show you what's going on with that. So the blower motor always made terrible noises and was not very good and would blow fuses. So I decided, since I've had it all apart, to check the blower motor itself, and it was always very noisy. You could barely hear anything in the cab anyway, but this wasn't helping. So what we're going to do is we're going to put a new motor in this and make sure that the one I ordered for 30 bucks is good. Now you can buy all the parts for this, you know, that are correct, but you'll end up spending $600 or $700. It's 380 bucks for one of these brand new from a company that makes them correct. And a new old stock blower motor is probably 150 bucks, but this universal one was 30. Yeah, am I modifying it to work for 60 bucks? Yes, I am. This is the way it is. There's a defroster vent that goes under the dash. That's not obtainable anymore. It's made out of cardboard, believe it or not, pressed cardboard. And we're gonna have to weld one of those because I want the defroster to work too. But for now, let's try to put this blower motor in. Now this is a universal and there's a problem. On the universal, these studs are sticking the wrong way. So we're going to try to carefully remove one bolt at a time and switch them around and make it so it'll bolt in like that one. So let's do that first before we get too hog wild with taking the other one out, because if for some reason these little motor studs, motor attaching bolts, the motor, the screws that hold the case of the motor together, if for some reason they don't want to come out or slide back in how I want them to, then we're kind of dead in the water. And I think that's just about the end of this video. So let's start a new video, part 2, and you can watch these studs get switched around and see what a genius I really am not. Okay.